Hello class, and welcome to English 250, True Lies, the introduction to the literary imagination. Let me first start by asking, besides an oxymoron, what are true lies? Are they lies that everyone in society believes to be truth, or are they truth that no one believes? Everyone believes they are lies. What they refer to is the knowledge that lies before us, the knowledge that rests in our minds, that gives us our imagination, that gives us our creativity, and in some instances, they give us our power. A major theme that comes out in fiction writing, non-fiction writing, any form of writing, and when you read it, what comes out is that knowledge is power. For example, in Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley's novel Frankenstein, Victor realizes his willpower and his potential to achieve greatness through his intelligence. Here's a quote from Frankenstein. "Life and death appeared to me idle bounds, which I should first break through." Victor Frankenstein knows that he's the only one at this time period who will be willing to achieve or take on experiments in the science field, and he wants his name to be remembered through time. So he wants that power that knowledge can give him, but not everyone is able to control or withstand or handle such power. At the beginning of the novel, he speaks to his new friend. You seek for knowledge and wisdom, and I ardently hope that the gratification of your wishes may not be a serpent to sting you, as mine has been. Now, this power grew out of control when he created a being that was formed by other body parts of the human body parts, and it grew out of control because he abandoned his creation, and he couldn't control what was happening. Throughout the novel, Frankenstein's creature killed several people, and if murder is one form of monstrous action, then killing off an entire species would be along the lines of an atrocity. And this takes place in Orson Scott Card's Ender's Game, and I have a quote. Sometimes lies were more dependable than truth. Because the humans and buggers had no form of communication, they didn't have the knowledge that gave them the ability to communicate with each other, they ended up going to war and attempting to destroy each other until eventually one race, one species, won over the other. I have another quote from Ender's Game. Human beings may be miserable specimens, but we can learn, and through learning become different and decent people. The main characters realize the power behind knowledge, the power that knowledge can give you when they destroy the other species, and they realize that it was a miscommunication that led them to destroy one another. But they realize that knowledge has power and has potential to do great things. In Ursula K. Le Guin's The Telling, this is also the case because the Maz want to preserve their knowledge. They recognize that knowledge is sacred, it's important to their society, and this really comes into effect when the people from Terra travel to Akka, where the Maz live, and enforce their way of life. So the Maz make an attempt to preserve their language, preserve their culture, by hiding their knowledge in libraries. I have a quote. Belief from The Telling. Belief is the wound that knowledge heals. Now, I have a question. If a new race or species were to come to Earth and enforce on us a new way of life, a new way of thinking, give us their culture, and not necessarily give it to us, but force us to follow it and accept it for what it is, books like The Telling, books like Frankenstein, and somewhat Ender's Game would more than definitely be banned as contraband. They wouldn't be allowed to be read, and nothing of the sort would be allowed to be written, because oppressors do not want their subjects to be smart. They don't want them to be more intelligent than them. And that is because in stories, knowledge is power. Thank you very much.